Have you been feeling angry at yourself for allowing yourself to get involved with a narcissist because technically you know that you should have known better? Do you consider yourself fairly intelligent and feel angry at yourself because you allowed a narcissist to keep abusing you? If those things ring true for you, this is the video for you today. We're going to talk about exactly why it's so easy for a narcissist to gaslight even the most intelligent people and what you can do to get past it. Let's get started. My name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse and toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. That sounds good to you? Hit that subscribe button and let's get going. Even people who are vocal, confident, and assertive can still be vulnerable to gaslighting. Even the most intelligent people are vulnerable to gaslighting. Why is that? Can an intelligent person be tricked into self-doubt and eventually into believing they're crazy and or just not good enough? Can a narcissist manipulate a smart person? If you've ever been manipulated by a narcissist, probably you already know the answer to that question. Of course it can happen. And it does happen way too often. Today I'm going to tell you why and how. So let's start out by defining it. What is emotional manipulation anyway? Well, to put it simply, emotional manipulation is how other people try to change your behavior, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, all that stuff through misleading practices. So these practices can be harmful to everyone involved. Some of the difficult people in your life might try to use emotional manipulation to control you, like your narcissist. These are the types of people who will pull out all the stops. There are various types of emotional manipulation, starting with the child who cries to get what she wants, to the adult narcissist who causes everyone around him or her to be miserable when they don't get what they want. Do you feel like you're being controlled by someone else? You might be involved with the narcissist. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that no one wants to be controlled, especially when they are an otherwise responsible and capable adult. Sometimes when someone you love is manipulating you, you might begin to wonder if you're a little crazy. That's called gaslighting, my friend, and it's a real thing. Aren't you tired of it? Let me ask you a question. Do you really want to fight back? Or are you one of us who seriously hates confrontation so much that we're willing to give up our own happiness for the rest of our lives in order to avoid pissing off your narcissist? Listen, it's time for you to stop letting people walk all over you, my friend. If you haven't already, I want you to consider standing up and taking back your life right now. If you're still not sure, I need you to remember this. Gaslighting is such an effective way to manipulate people that it's almost impossible to detect, especially if your narcissist has been at it a while. Let's talk about twisted truths, shall we? One of the most common ways a narcissist will use emotional manipulation is to blatantly deny or gloss over the truth. This is a key sign that you need to watch for. You might be shocked at the levels to which a narcissist will stoop to make sure that their needs are met. For example, a narcissist might make a promise or a statement, but deny it later, even in the same breath. Typical narcissists will pretend that the truth isn't what it is and conveniently blame your need for drama or your bad memory or your overreaction for it, or refuse to make any acknowledgement of it at all, causing, of course, devastating emotional scars. Why does gaslighting work so well even on intelligent people? That's a question. It is slow and methodical. It's a form of manipulation that kind of looks like brainwashing, if we're being honest. Of course, when a narcissist tells you to prove it, you'll have nothing but your word. He knows it. She knows it. They'll use it against you. So here's what's going to happen. The narcissist will tell you you're full of it. And you'll say, no, this is the truth. This will go on until you're tired of it. And then most likely you just give in and agree with the narcissist, or at least stop speaking your mind in order to get the narcissist to shut the heck up. That's because it's difficult to prove the truth without a recording or other physical evidence, and you might find yourself thinking you're saying, God, I should start recording our freaking conversations. This is outrageous. In some cases, the narcissist will fight the evidence by saying stuff like, God, you're so crazy, or you're always making up stuff in your head. Y'all know anybody like that? As an experienced emotional manipulator, a narcissist can make you believe that it's actually your fault because you're not remembering the previous conversation the same way it happened. They can make you feel guilty and ashamed so you don't pursue the subject anymore. And my God, it works more often than I would like to admit, you guys. As a person who's dealing with a narcissist, you might already be dealing with some pretty serious side effects of PTSD and CPTSD, among other things. That might also be why you're still in that relationship right now, if you are. Kind of like a little Stockholm Syndrome issue. Let's talk about guilt. Narcissists love using guilt to manipulate their victims, my friend. You already know, don't you? It's a go-to tactic that most narcissists use without even realizing it in some cases. It's very often subtle. It's very subtle. And narcissists do it where outsiders don't see it. So with that being said, you can be standing across the room from a narcissist. They can give you the wrong look or a certain statement that seems innocent to the people around them, but you know, and you can even become physically ill at the thought of what's going to happen when the two of you are alone again. That's the thing. A narcissist is usually one person in public and a whole other person behind closed doors. You know that inevitably you're going to be cited in the next episode of narcissistic injury or rage when you see that happen. Narcissists love to use passive-aggressive tactics to manipulate you, and this one is one of their favorites. They have a knack for hitting you where it hurts. They will find and exploit every single weakness you have, so it's easier to make you feel guilty. This is where the narcissistic injury part comes rolling in, my friend. Your narcissist will pretend to be the victim so that you'll feel sorry for him or her. And if you refuse to go along with the charade, you're in for it. The narcissist will whine and cry and bitch and moan to get what he or she wants. Poor narcissist. They'll stop at nothing, remember? They will act like they are so put upon, such victims. They will even go so far as to accuse you of being insensitive and mean. So essentially, just be aware that a narcissist is acting like a little toddler who needs attention. And in this case, they're seeking your sympathy. This is another important sign to recognize. Let's talk about different types of narcissists in these situations. There's the I don't give a flip user. That narcissist will stop at nothing to get what they want. They literally do not give a flip. That narcissist will use your friends and your family members to hurt you. They don't care. These are the tactics they use. They'll use flying monkeys right out of your own stable of friends. Yeah, they'll ask you to kill the messenger. Narcissists will often use other people as messengers or mediators to control you or some aspect of your life. Without concern for anyone involved, these abusive manipulators will also use various people to send you hurtful messages or to blame you for their issues. Sometimes this presents itself as someone pretending to be concerned about a problem you're having, which of course offers them the right to express their concern, right? They express their concern for everyone in earshot, often leading to genuine attempts to help you out from well-intentioned outsiders who don't really realize that they're playing the narcissist's well-practiced game of manipulation. By involving another person, they're able to blame someone else for the message being misinterpreted, as well as further isolating and controlling you. Let's talk about fear and intimidation. A narcissist knows that you hate confrontation. They know very well that you hate confrontation. And that's why when they feel threatened or insecure or in any way underserved by you as their source of supply, they may just resort to anger and threats to manipulate you. The narcissist uses anger to frighten and coerce everyone in their life, at least those people that know that side of him or her. Threats and angry outbursts are often used to make the people in their lives feel uncomfortable and upset. And it's not because they can't control it. I really think that in many cases, it's a willful behavior designed to make you conform to what the narcissist wants. Narcissists often use what they claim is justified anger to interrupt or stop a conversation they don't like. For example, a narcissist who is confronted about an affair they're having may use an angry outburst and threats to end the conversation and storm out of the room because, God forbid, they take responsibility. And the narcissist will definitely blame the person confronting him for the discomfort he or she felt during that interaction. The anger can escalate to physical violence, so it's important to pay close attention to the situation and to seek help if necessary. Let's talk about head stepping and insecurity. Do you know how some people will intentionally gossip about and relentlessly pick on people in their lives? Maybe it's done in the form of, oh, I'm just trying to help, or maybe it's done in a more direct way, as in, you're so lazy or boring or stupid or whatever. In other words, the narcissist is very likely to try to belittle you in order to bring you down to their own level. This allows for so much more effective manipulation. Plus, you've got to remember how a narcissist's head works. Narcissists are incredibly insecure, despite the fact that they would never admit to anyone, least of all themselves, that they were insecure. Sure, the main goal of this tactic is to make you feel inferior, to make you so much easier to control, of course. But in reality, another big thing that narcissists love to criticize you about and point out your flaws The reason they do that is because they want to make themselves feel superior. So we're going to talk about playing power games. A narcissist does not know how to deal with people who are not intimidated by their abusive behavior. So when they spend most of their waking moments focusing on vulnerable targets, when they're seeking their narcissistic supply, you shouldn't be surprised. These relentless manipulators seek out sensitive people, empaths quite often. They're commonly drawn to empaths because it's easier to influence the empath than anyone else. They deliberately look for people who are vulnerable and insecure. They can spot your insecurities and they can use them against you. In the beginning, a narcissist may even seem kind and concerned as they gather information about you. However, this quickly changes to control. Sensitive people and empaths are more likely to become a source of narcissistic supply for people who want to control them. They are less likely to stand up for themselves or speak out against the manipulators. It's important to spot these signs in a relationship. You can recognize emotional manipulation and refuse to let yourself be controlled. You already know that these kind of relationships are unhealthy and toxic. Seek professional help if you need to, but it's important that you do whatever is necessary to make positive changes in your life if you're going to get through this. I want you to remember that you're worth it, that you deserve to be happy, that this is your life. How are you going to spend it? And that's the question of the day today. What are you going to do today to take one step toward making your life a little better? I know you're smart, you know you're smart, and it's not your fault that you're in this situation. Normal people don't behave like narcissists. But now that you know what you're dealing with, remember that knowledge is power. The question of the day today, is how are you going to change your life today? What is one step you can take today to get a little closer to taking back your life from that narcissist? Tell me in the comments below. Let's have a talk about it. All right, I'm wrapping up for now. I've got to jump into a session. I will see you soon. Thank you so much for being a part of my life and a part of my day. Thank you for letting me be a part of yours. It really means a lot to me. See you soon. It's my mission to teach others what I know to be true. You really can create the life you want. Take care of your body. Take care of your soul. Nurture the real you and introduce him or her to the world. Be comfortable in your own skin and in your place in this world. Take your spot. Take it now. And the universe will take its cue from you. You feel me? If so, subscribe to my channel. Let's get it done together.